Episode 1 of The Monster of Florence opens with flashing headlines, frantic reporters, and gruesome details about a killer who's been hunting young couples in Florence for nearly 2 decades. 8 couples murdered, same MO every time, a .22 Beretta pistol, a knife, and a twisted ritual that targets the women. The heart of the episode follows Assistant District Attorney Sylvia and her colleague Vincenzo. When another attack happens in June 1982, they're first on the scene. A young couple, Paolo and his girlfriend, are found shot in their car, same weapons, same setup, except this time the killer didn't have time to mutilate the woman. Sylvia realizes he must have been interrupted. To outsmart the killer, she pulls a risky move, telling the press that Paolo survived long enough to give a full description of the monster. It's a total bluff meant to flush him out. Back at her office, Sylvia walks her colleague through the case history. The murders go back to 1974, maybe earlier, all with the same Beretta 22. She suspects they've only seen part of the picture, that this killer story actually starts way before the official files do. Her hunch turns out to be right. The next day, Sylvia and Vincenzo discover a shocking connection. The same gun was used in a double murder from 1968. That case was supposedly solved when a man named Stefano Mele confessed to killing his wife and her lover, but the old detective on that file never bought it. He always thought someone else was involved, especially since the gun was never recovered. Sylvia and Vincenzo decide to pay Stefano a visit, hoping to find out what really happened. That's when the story starts peeling back decades of lies. When they track him down, Stefano's old and tired, living in a home for former inmates. He refuses to talk at first, but eventually he opens up, and we flash back to his tragic past. In 1959, Stefano's wedding day was already a disaster. His bride Barbara tried to run away before the ceremony, but his family forced her to go through with it, since they'd already paid hers in land and livestock. Their marriage fell apart instantly. When money got tight, Stefano rented out a room, and that's when Salvatore, a pushy, domineering man, moved in and basically took over their home. He even assaulted Barbara while Stefano stood frozen outside her door, powerless to stop it. Years later, Barbara got pregnant. Stefano just swallowed his pride and went back to work. But everything changed when Salvatore's young brother Francesco entered the picture. And like Salvatore, Francesco was polite and charming, and Barbara fell for him. Stefano noticed immediately that jealousy and humiliation never really left him. Jump to 1968, Barbara's been openly seeing another man, Antonio Lo Bianco, and their marriage is beyond saving. Stefano's father warns him the whole family is becoming a laughingstock because of her. Then one night, Barbara takes their son Natalino to the movies with Lo Bianco. Stefano watches them drive away, and that's the last time they're all seen together alive. That night, Barbara and Lo Bianco are found shot to death in a parked car. Natalino's discovered wandering alone down a dark road, saying his mom and uncle are dead. When police question him, something feels off. He says he walked to a house nearby, but his socks are spotless. The details don't add up. Meanwhile, Stefano claims he stayed home all night, waiting for them to return, but the cops already suspect him. They test his hands for gunpowder residue, and hint they'll go after all of Barbara's lovers if it's not him. Under pressure from his own family, who think confessing will protect Natalino, Stefano gives in. He signs a confession, even walks them through the crime scene, though he clearly doesn't know it well. The police notice immediately that his story doesn't match the evidence, and they've got what they wanted, a convenient culprit. He spends years in prison for the murders, while the real killer keeps striking again and again. Natalino tells the police he walked alone to safety, but in truth he was too small to make that journey. When investigators push harder, he finally admits that his father was the one who brought him there that night. Flashbacks show the truth. After the murders, Stefano came to the car, saw the bodies, and comforted his terrified son. He then carried him to safety and told him to say he walked alone. Stefano took the blame to protect him from the real killer, someone far more dangerous. In the present timeline, Sylvia and Vincenzo manage to track Natalino down and reunite him with his father. The two haven't seen each other in years. Stefano finally agrees to talk, saying he'll tell the truth if they promise to protect his son. And that's when everything clicks. Stefano confesses that on the night Barbara and Lo Bianco were murdered, Francesco Vinci, Salvatore's brother, was with him. Francesco was the one who shot them. He'd been obsessed with Barbara, furious she'd moved on, and jealous enough to kill. Stefano says Francesco threatened Natalino afterward and even coached his wife to lie for him, making sure no one could tie him to the weapon. That's why Stefano confessed, not because he was guilty, but because Francesco had made it clear that if he talked, his son would die, so he stayed quiet for 13 years. The episode ends right where it began. Back in June 1982, Paolo and his girlfriend are shot in their car, and the police rush to the scene. Paolo is still barely alive. It's Francesco Vinci, and he hears as reporters say that one victim survived long enough to describe the killer. His wife tries to talk to him, but he just hushes her, staring at the TV, and that's how episode 1 ends.